Ladies and guys who are sick of doing something every single goddamn day. Andy here, author of the best Tinder guide on the internet. This is the Kill Your Inner Loser show. Let's fucking go. 30 days, guys. I got 30 days until I am officially done. Now, if you're new to the channel and you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, I started almost a year ago a 365 project. So I decided I was going to do one podcast every single day for a year. That turned into a video and a podcast. So I have 30 days to go officially. I am almost finished. I am very excited to finish. I am quite honestly rather sick of doing this every single day, but I'm enjoying the videos. It's not to say I'm not enjoying the videos. I am. I'm enjoying doing this, but holy shit, the pressure of having to do something every day, it kind of gets to you after a while. There's a couple of other people that are doing a project as well that started around about the same time I did, because I put a challenge out when I first started. And I basically said, which crazy motherfuckers want to join me? And some of you were batshit insane enough to actually join me. So I've got my girlfriend doing it. She's almost finished as well. She's doing a piece of artwork every single day. I've got the moderator on my forums, Radical. He's doing a video every single day. I'll leave a link in the description below to his channel. You can go and watch his videos. They're very similar to mine. It's similar sort of concept. So if you like my shit, you'll definitely like his shit. We have very similar mindsets and philosophies. We've got another guy, Joe, who's doing videos as well every single day. His stuff is a little bit different to mine. It's like self-improvement, but it's more towards finding or building the kind of life that you want to build. So like how to find your passion, how to find your career, how to break free of people telling you what to do, shit like that. So there's also a guy on my forums who has been taking a photo every single day for a year for his Tinder. I think he's almost finished as well. Pretty much everyone started around the same time I did. And every single one of us has pretty much said, I can't wait till this fucking ends. Because doing something every single day for a year is fucking crazy. I'll just say that. It's fucking crazy. And I'm going to do a proper retroactive like look back at the end of the project. Maybe it'll be one of the last videos I do. So, you know, about 28 days from now, 29 days from now, I'll do like a look back. But man, when I started, I had no idea where this was going to go. I had no idea how I was going to come. Well, I knew I'd be able to come up with 365 ideas, but I had no ideas at that point in time. So I was like, holy shit, like I'm fucking terrified. I was scared as hell. One of the first podcasts I did was called Run Towards Fear. And that was very much my mindset with this project itself. It's like, I'm terrified. I'm shit scared. I have no idea if this is going to work out. I have to just do it. I have to just dive in. I have to run towards that fear and get the fucking thing started, and hopefully it'll work out. And it has. And it's worked out for all the other people that stuck with their projects as well. One of the benefits of doing something like this every single day is it forces you to do something you don't want to do. Like there are so many days, there have been so many videos where I didn't want to be here. Maybe you can tell which ones those are, but there are a ton of videos where I didn't want to rock up, but you have to. Like you have to just do it anyway. So it teaches you like discipline. It teaches you, or it's a quick, easy way to get very good at something. Like my girlfriend has come leaps and bounds with her, with her artwork. Radical has gotten much more confident. So has Joe on talking on camera. So have I. You get better at coming up with ideas. You get better at the process of being creative, of overcoming writer's block and all that sort of stuff. It's a very quick way of getting good at something. Even the guy who's taking photos every single day, when he first started, his photos were just like a fucking selfie. He just got his phone and he held it up and he took a selfie. Now he's doing like really creative shit. He's doing like, he's throwing in some Photoshop and editing them and shit like that. He's coming up with actual concepts and ideas. Like he's trying to tell a story with a lot of the photos. So you get very good at something if you're doing it every day for a year, which was the second main reason that I started this. The main reason was because I was fucking depressed. We're in lockdown. My country had fucking batshit insane lockdowns from COVID, and I needed a project to occupy my time so that I didn't go crazy. We couldn't leave the house. We couldn't go outside. We couldn't go for walks. We couldn't interact with other people, all that kind of shit. So I needed something to focus on, and this was why I started this. At the start, I didn't even video them. I was just talking to a microphone, and I can't remember which microphones I had at the start. I think I just had a couple of like cheap eBay ones that sounded like trash. Now I've got this expensive bitch of a microphone. This thing costs a fuck ton of money. I got 2 of these bad boys so I can do interviews with Imogen. These cost a fuckload of money. I think this whole setup here cost $1,000, and then the other microphone was like another, $500 and $600, because you got to have like preamps and a bunch of like shit you guys don't need to know about. But yeah, so the audio quality's gone up. I didn't even video them at the start. Like I said, I was like way too terrified. The first one I sat down to video, I think I re-recorded like 4 or 5 times, because I was like looking at the camera and I was like, I can't fucking do this. So I tried looking away and I was like, I can't do this. And there is like an art to figuring out where to look. It sounds weird, but you have to be okay with like looking on your screen where you have your notes, knowing that that kind of looks like you're ignoring the audience because you're not looking directly at the camera. And then other times when you want to make a point, you look straight at the camera. It sounds like something that would be intuitive, but there is an art to it. You don't want to look at the screen too much, like I said, and ignore the camera, because then it looks like you don't give a shit about the audience. But you don't want to just stare straight into the camera, because then you can't look at your notes. So I was horrible at that shit at the start. Getting a little bit better. Not too bad now. I'm getting more comfortable with the whole process. I had absolutely no plans for where this would go. Like I said, it was just a project to occupy my time. And at this point in time, we're getting about 38,000 downloads or listens a month, which is pretty fucking cool. That's spread out across Spotify, Apple, YouTube, like all of that shit combined. So it's almost 40,000 downloads a month at this point, which is pretty fucking cool. In terms of plans for the last 30 podcasts, I don't actually really have any plans. I mean, I guess I have a couple of things I'm going to do. I'm going to do some retroactives. I'll probably at some point sit down and figure out like my favorite 20 episodes or something, and I'll talk through them in an episode. I will be doing a roundtable discussion with a bunch of guys who are going out, hitting on girls, getting laid, talking to girls in person, basically. And we have a bunch of questions that people are going to ask us. By the way, if you want to ask any of us questions, leave a comment below. And I'll throw those questions in and I'll ask the other guys. So I'll be there, obviously. I'll be answering questions, and then I'm just going to get maybe 5 people per episode, and we'll all just kind of sit around on a Zoom call. It'll be recorded, obviously, and we'll just talk about like what it's like hitting on girls, what it's like overcoming your anxiety, all that kind of shit. So it'll be a fun sort of roundtable discussion. I'll see how those goes. I might do a couple of those, and then after that, we'll see. I'll be doing some more with my girlfriend Imogen as well. And then in terms of plans for after it's all done, I'm going to take a little hiatus. I plan on giving myself 2 months off, like a 2-month break where I don't do any content. Now that I've said that, I know myself, and I know that I will end up doing content anyway, but I want to give myself permission to be allowed to have 2 months off if I want it. So no guarantees I'll do any content for the 2 months afterwards. Might just take a break. I have a lot of articles and stuff that I want to write, because one of the downsides of doing this project is I just don't have any energy to write. I can't. And I've had a couple of people email me and they say, man, I miss your articles. Can you please write again? And it's like, I'm sorry guys. I can't do a video / podcast every single fucking day. And then on top of that, do articles. I've written a few articles this year, but I wrote that massive long depression one. That was probably my biggest one, which I then turned into a video as well. But I wrote that as an article. But I just don't have fucking energy to write articles. So I want to get back into that. I do miss writing. Writing is a very different art form to speaking, because you get to be a lot more eloquent. You get to think about what you're going to say. You get to rewrite it, edit it, run it by other people and see what they think. You can come back and edit it later. You can't really do any of that with a video or a podcast. It's a lot more like almost like I'm live streaming. So I plan on doing more of that. I want to finish my threesome series at some point, like how to have a threesome, because I've only finished the first 2 parts at this point in time, and there's 3 more parts to go. I want to do like a how to get started with BDSM guide. That'll come later. I want to do some video series, some paid video series, like courses on like how to lose your virginity. I'm going to do one on how to have a threesome. I'm going to do one on how to attract women. And that'll just be more a general one of, how to improve your looks, how to get women chasing you, how to get women into you, all that kind of shit. Like basically how to be attractive to women. I'll do that as a video course. I don't have a timeline for when all that shit's going to get done, I should say. And I don't like to make promises with stuff, because I kind of like to wing it a lot of the time. I feel like with content creation, you shouldn't really be making promises, because shit changes all the time. So More content is absolutely coming, of course. Like, we're going to grow the channel. We are, at this point in time, as I record, we're at like over 600 subscribers, which is cool because I only started uploading videos like 4 months ago, so that's pretty decent. Got big plans for the future. I want to grow the channel to like 50,000 subscribers, the YouTube channel, that is. I'll keep doing the podcast. I'll probably split. Again, no promises. I'll figure out what I want to do later. But I'm thinking of splitting YouTube and the podcast. So the podcast would be more free-flowing. I wouldn't videotape it. I wouldn't video it. It would only be audio. And I kind of just spitball, talk about what I've gotten up to that week. Talk about, it'd be actionable advice and self-improvement advice and getting laid advice like I normally do, but a little more like free-flowing, like entertainment sort of thing, like a podcast. And then the videos would be more structured. I would have a plan. I will edit them more. They will be more, like a lot more edited and condensed, because that's one thing that I haven't been able to do this year because I just haven't had the energy or the time. With doing something every day, you can't really edit. You can't sit down and do a well-structured, well-edited, well-thought-out 15-minute snippet of information. You kind of just like free flow and say whatever's on your mind. So I would like to do much more edited content that'll be a lot more structured, like my articles are, a lot more of like a how-to guide kind of thing. I want the channel to go in that direction, the YouTube channel, and the podcast to be more entertainment and fun and silly and, a little more slice of life kind of thing. So that's all I got for you guys. As always, go out, crush your goals, all that good stuff. I've only got 29 more of these left. I'm very fucking excited to finish. Adios.